You stockpile food or prep food, you prep water, but do you prep your air? Today, we're going to show you how to, one of the ways, build an air scrubber.
Out of things that you may even have at your home already.
We should have done this when we did the wildfire video because of all the ash and everything in the air.
I would have made that video too long.
And it would have made it too long, or right after. We have 5 gravel pits within a 7-mile radius as far as the pro flies. So, and then we live right next to the freeway. We have a lot of dust. There's a lot of agriculture going on. The drought, a lot of fields aren't being planted, a lot of expansion building. So this really dusty here where we live.
Our house looks like an abandoned house if we don't dust.
If we don't dust it every day, it gets really bad. So this allows us to kind of stretch that out a couple of days so it doesn't look like we weren't there for 3 years when we dusted last week. And the dogs don't help either, dogs. So
because they bring in a lot of dirt and stuff on them too.
In the wintertime, use a really tight filter on our furnace, but in the summertime, the AC won't allow it to be that tight, so it allows a little more things to get through. So our filter is already, this is the one I just pulled out. This is a MERV 13. And it's pretty nasty. This says 90-day filter. We do it every 30 days religiously, and it still looks pretty gross.
Like we have a timer, a reminder set up on our phones for every 30 days. Change furnace filter.
And so in the summer, we have to change to a MERV 8, otherwise the air conditioner ices up. This is how we kind of get away with it in the summer. I have seen lots of videos on these. So we're gonna do it out of furnace filters. These are 20 by 20 because we're gonna use a box fan. These particular ones we have is a MERV 8. We buy them in packets of 6. We use this particular one. I think this whole 6 of them was like $28 or $38. I can't remember which.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of money. It's important that you pay attention to the arrows on it.
Just like you have to for your furnace.
It tells you the airflow. So the air, when the airflow is, the air comes, so with this arrow going this way, the air is coming through this way, that way. So this is catching your stuff. This is protecting your furnace is what it's for, because furnace filter, or the fan in this case. Most of the ones I've seen these videos all online. Most of them do it backwards. They do the airflow backwards, or they do the fan backwards. So it's really not doing a whole lot of good. So pay attention to the arrows and which way you put your fan. So you have to have a piece of cardboard for one side because you don't want to be, the way we have it, this goes on the carpet. You don't want to be sucking stuff out of the carpet. Instead of taping a piece of 20 by 20 cardboard that we trash every time we change these out, I have this old parts box that we use and we just slide it over the top.
It's a super snug fit, but it works.
It works pretty good. So that's why that's a box instead of just cardboard. Any box you can cut to the size that you want. It doesn't have to be 20 by 20. If you have smaller filters, bigger filters, you can use cardboard to make it fit your fan, or you can use a smaller fan. This is going to catch all the junk. You can use any tape you want. We're using this crappy duct tape that I bought. It says DeWalt on it, so I thought it was going to be super strong. It's not. So what I do is
we kind of tack it in place.
Just kind of tack it. I don't recommend duct tape because if it's really sticky, it rips the cardboard off. I just tack it, and it always helps to have a helper. It doesn't have to be exact. This is a 6-pack, so we buy 2 6-packs, so we have 3 changes at a time. So these are stored.
The other thing that I do is I alternate the corners so that it creates a perfect square rather than it being like 2 in and 2 outside. I alternate. So like where this one is inside of this one will go outside.
The reason we do that is second time we built it, I wasn't paying attention and it wasn't the right size for that. If you're cutting your cardboard every time you change it out, it doesn't matter. You just do it however, and then you just cut out the cardboard the size you need it. Every time you put it in, you got to pay attention to these arrows.
Yeah.
Like I said, masking tape is or packing tape is probably the best.
I've used painter's tape. I've used the clear packing tape. It's just a matter of whatever you have handy.
You can use the foil. It doesn't matter. Scotch tape, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't have to be sealed.
A lot of the videos that we've seen, like they go full on, like they tape around where the fan blades are. They want it completely sealed, and we haven't found that that's necessary.
It doesn't matter. Then we'll put the bottom on, and this is kind of out of order if you were cut your cardboard yourself, because we don't want to have to change the cardboard out every time we do this. The reason like we said before, the reason we do it this way is just so we don't have to keep cardboard on hand, because about every month we switch this out. So yeah, it's not quite, it has a tiny bit of gap back here. We go ahead and tape that up, and
then we just set the fan on top of this with the cord hanging out, with the fan blowing up. So now it's going to pull the air from the room, run it through these filters, and exhaust clean air out the top. And we have noticed a difference in our house.
So then you just set your fan on top. And it's important because you want to make sure your fan's blowing up, because your air is going to be sucked in, like just like a fan. It goes through the back side of your fan and blows out the front. I've seen so many of these where they reverse it, where the fan is sucking the air out of the room and then trying to catch it there. You get more, it's more effective and you get more air changes. So when it comes to like air handlers and things, I don't know a lot of the science, but so many CFMs, cubic feet per minute, does so many, you have so many cubic feet of air and you got so many cubic feet of air from a fan blowing, and you get, so they call it air exchanges. They call it air handler or whatever. Anyways, how many times will that air in your room be circulated through this? I believe this fan is on high, will do about 800 square feet 3 times per hour. So it can move a lot of air. You'd want to have one in different areas of your house. You don't want to just have one. So one upstairs, one downstairs, maybe one in one of the bedrooms or something like that, hallway.
But that's another nice thing about this is
it's portable.
You can move it. I mean, it's big and bulky, but it's lightweight. You just move it to where you need it.
Your camper or whatever. Now, I saw a video the other day, so you don't have to use 4 filters. We do. You can just put one on the back of your fan, and that helps quite a bit. In fact, the fans we don't have in this, we have over vents or something, we have a filter attached to the back. You can use, I saw one with 3, and this is a 6-pack that I bought, so you could do a 3 one, you just need more. One of the sides needs to be cardboard, do it like a triangle, so, or you could do 2 if you do it as a triangle and then just put the fan in the back. If you do 3, you could do 1, 2, 3, put the fan back here and then cardboard on the bottom
and
the top. That works too. So whatever your situation is, you don't have room for something this big, you can use a smaller fan.
But we just wanted to show you some of the ways. I mean, there are so many uses. If you've ever lived through a remodel and you know, no matter how much they try to tint off the rest of your house, you get all kinds of construction debris, drywall, dust.
You can even use this in your shop to keep down on sawdust and things like that.
Yeah, like in a wood shop.
Now, one of the things we do is we don't just, these are supposed to be 3-month filters for your furnace. Every week, Terry will go by and she'll vacuum them out. This is why we use the MERV 8. We tried it with the MERV 13 and they were tighter and it held on to more dirt. We couldn't vacuum it out as well. And so it cost us a lot more money to change it out we'd have to change it out every couple of weeks instead of doing it once a month.
And that just didn't seem, the pros were not outweighing the cons on that of having to replace the filter.
Yeah, so it just wasn't.
We weren't capturing enough extra.
It just wasn't budget friendly either. So we do the MERV 8, which is kind of it's enough to catch a lot of that stuff. We get the dog hair, the dust, the dirt, that kind of stuff that gets kicked up, anything that comes in from outside. So whether there's a wildfires that you're dealing with or dust storms or anything like that, this is a good way to take care of the extra dirt, particulates in your air. Just remember, preparedness isn't always about the latest, most expensive gear. It's learning how to make do with what you have, thinking outside the box. This is an inexpensive, I think fans $23, $36 for 6 of these, I believe. So under about $50 to $60, you get something that actually works and is powerful enough to work. Thank you for watching. Hope this helped you out. Let us know what you do to handle your air quality issues.
Or let us know if there's other uses we didn't cover.
And we'll catch you next time.